Hey guys, welcome back, and we're continuing right where we left off, which is literally about a second ago for me. I just did both of these commentaries in the same sitting because I am trying to work on a new way to get videos out at a reasonable time while putting more effort into improving the quality of the audio and the gameplay. Which is also why I am doing post-commentary. So in the last episode, I talked a little bit about... I think I talked a little bit about everything. I talked about the game, I talked about Fire Emblem, I talked about Skies of Arcadia, I talked about... Dark Souls 2 news. I actually thought I might just continue on there with talk about Dark Souls 2. First, let's talk a little bit about the game. So now I am picking up the Residence Key and the Bottomless Box. The Residence Key because I am going to now attempt to sneak my way down to rescue Rickert so that I can steal his friend's, and I say friend lightly, his friend's magic gear. And actually a funny thing I was thinking about while playing this game, when you hear Rickert yelling from inside the house, I think it was intended that you weren't supposed to be able to rescue him immediately. And the fact that he's, sort of screaming in there, that could actually be a little bit of an interesting thing. Who locked him in there? And is the person you rescue the same person that was screaming when you went in there in the first place? Because there is a dead body in there who is wearing a mage garb and is stuffed into a barrel. It could very well be that the person who is claiming to be Rickert is actually an assassin that murdered that person in that barrel. And it may actually be that it is the other person, in fact, who was screaming for you to let him out, and then by the time you get there, he's already dead. However, how you look at that is, entirely up to you. The reason I say that is because Rickert of Vinheim, who you find locked in there, he is in fact one of those special mages who wear the dark mage's garb. And those mages specialize in sound magic. Sound magic. Isn't it entirely possible that a sound mage would be able to manipulate his or her own voice so that they would sound exactly like another person? So it's quite possible that Rickert is actually just imitating the person he killed. So that he can get close to the other guy, what's his name again? Big Hat Logan, or Logan the Seeker, I believe his other name was. But now that we are, talking about lore and stuff, I thought I would move on to talking a little bit about Dark Souls 2 again. There was some more to that article. And I'm trying to remember it right now, because it's a little while since I read it. I let it sink in before I posted anything. I was also busy doing a couple other things, but I won't talk about what I do in my personal life. I'll just let you guys know about the other personal life that I have, my gaming life. So, reading this article, I also took note of the fact that they involved the director, and like I said, or the old director, Miyazaki, and like I said, it was most likely an attempt to calm fans down who were thinking that, he's been pushed aside and they are completely replacing him. He did say that, however, that he will be playing a role. However, he's mentioned that he will not be playing a role in terms of the story. He will be playing a role in terms of making sure that the game retains the core values of Dark Souls, but that the story will be more or less taken care of by the new director. And I'm not sure how to look at that, because I like the way Miyazaki tells the stories in these games, in Dark Souls and Demon Souls, because they're very cryptic. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm trying to take the shortcut, because I decided I wanted to skip the Taurus boss and just, jump right into Capra Demon, and I failed to do so. So I basically just, after a little while I'm going to give up, and then I'm going to head on to fight the Taurus Demon. I will put a link in the description for that. But on continuation of what I was talking about, whether or not I think the new director will be able to do as good a job as Miyazaki did at telling the story, I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to say. I can't just throw out an opinion and say this guy is worse or this guy is better. To be entirely honest, I think it's kind of up to you what you prefer. I'm not too skeptical. I don't think that I can't remember his name now, but I don't think that the new director is necessarily bad at it. If I remember correctly, he was involved in the Monster Hunter series, which is actually a very good series of games that I would advise you to check out. I've never gotten into it. I only know that it's a good series, primarily secondhand and also firsthand from viewing it. I did, watch a playthrough of it, and I have formed an opinion of it, and it does seem like a really good game. But primarily it's... Oh, and I failed. That's about when I gave up and decided, oh, F this crap. I'm just gonna go fight the Taurus Demon. And, the Monster Hunter series, actually, surprisingly enough, the Monster Hunter series is fairly open world. And I'm surprised that they are not going the way of an open world game, because that was my first prediction. My first prediction was they're going to go open world with this, most likely. And then they said, where actually the game's going to be... well, they didn't say directly that it would be more linear, but they did say that it was going to be more straightforward than the previous game. Right now, I'm just getting stun locked like crazy. That was annoying. But a more linear experience. I'm not sure I like the sound of that. I think straightforward sounds bad for a Dark Souls game, because the whole point of Dark Souls is that it is not straightforward at all. That is the entire point of it. And it's also part of the fun of it. It's basically imposing logic on a system that lacks logic. The game is, the story is, and the bosses are all relatively illogical. I mean, you're fighting demons with a realistic character. You are learning about a story that is shaped and warped by the fact that space and time are not linear in this game. You are fighting people from the past and the present, and possibly, even though it's not mentioned, possibly even the future. You don't actually know if any of these characters are from the future, or what timeline they come from. Like, who the heck is Solaire? He's a guy who is possibly the firstborn son of Gwyn, who became undead. Possibly not. There's no accurate way of deciphering who exactly he is. And the same applies more or less to everyone in Lordran. They are all mysterious characters, and they all have twisting and deceitful tales. Some of the characters are more straightforward than others, but the majority of them have, this sort of intriguing plot to them. Like characters who at first seem to be, very polite, good guys, but turn out to be, murderers or, vicious or jealous people. For instance, the what's his name again? Yeah, the monk guy, or the Templar guy, or whatever you want to call him. I can't remember his name. At Firelink Shrine, who gives you the bronze coin. I believe you saw me get the bronze coin from him earlier. By the way, I'm going to fail at this. I can take this boss down on my first try, but this time I did not. I actually take him down on my third try, so look forward to that. Look forward to it and enjoy. But yeah, he, for instance, is actually jealous of another character whom you meet later on. I can't remember her name. Is it like Estrella or something? I don't remember. But you rescue her. She's a maiden who grew up in a wealthy family and whom is a little bit of a spoiled brat. And this guy, he doesn't like her. So, depending a little bit on how you do things, you might either confront him, fight, or trying to kill Estrella, or you might... I'm not even sure if her name's Estrella. I'll put the correction in the description below. But basically, you either confront him trying to kill her, or you find her dead after he's killed her, or you can do neither. Sometimes he just does not get around to it. You can also kill him first, if you so choose. So right now, my mind is pretty set on just getting back there. Oh, arrow to the butt. Arrow to the butt. I almost forgot that part. Arrow to the butt. I actually think I got another one, but this one didn't stick. Dodge all these guys. Get through relatively unharmed. It's an alright job. Did alright there. But yeah, I mean, I have trouble seeing Dark Souls having as deep and intriguing characters, or Dark Souls 2 having as deep and intriguing characters as Dark Souls 1. And right now I realize that there are archers up there. Oh, I completely forgot that. I was so focused in rage mode on running up there and getting the Taurus demon, and then I lose all of my souls in humanity. Because I glitched through a wall. Yeah. You guys should totally pause that and look. I went through the wall. I checked. I went back and watched and checked and double-checked. My character literally phased through solid bricks and fell off there. Sure, there was a hole next to it, but there were bricks where I was rolling. So my character went straight through those and fell out the other side. And I was not expecting that at all. I was thinking, oh, this guy's gonna hit me with that arrow, so I should just dodge and then finish him off, just to be safe, and then, he hit me. And I couldn't block. I know you guys might say, why didn't you block with your shield? My shield doesn't have 100% damage reduction. I'm using the Grass Crest shield, which has, I think, 95, which is pretty good. But I believe that arrow, if it had hit my shield, would have still done enough damage to finish me off. I don't believe this is the time I manage it either, actually. I think I do a better job, but that's not too difficult. Doing a better job than dying against 2 archers is not exactly difficult. So if you guys are wondering what I'm trying to do, I want to take the Taurus demon out the normal way. I don't want to use the plunging attack. Primarily just because it's cooler this way. It's not difficult to take him out with the normal way. However, I've kind of decided to do it the normal way and take him on up here. I guess it's not the normal way. I guess the normal way is to take him down on the bridge, and he finished me off. And I don't know why I was having trouble with this guy. I'm used to dodging all of his attacks. I guess maybe I was just in rage mode and was not thinking straight. Or after playing for 40 minutes straight, I was getting a little tired. Which is surprising, because I usually sit down for a couple hours and play this. But I was pretty focused on doing an okay job and making this presentable. But at the same time, I was kind of just practicing. Like I said in my previous video, this is basically just me practicing. This is how I learn to do better at the game, by simply making things a little bit harder for myself, taking away things like, not blocking. I don't think I did any blocking, and I found out that I could do that. If you jump off of an elevated area, you can then do a plunging attack, which is useful. You can actually do, I believe, a plunging attack on Quelaag as well. There is one area of the Quelaag boss area where you can jump up onto a higher elevated position and then just jump down from there. So I also decided to take these guys out. I was thinking, if I fail with the gold pine resin, I might need some extra fire bombs. So I went up here to kill these guys to see if I could get an extra fire bomb or 2, and I failed. But I got a soul. That's alright. Oh, and Leet. 1337, guys. 1337. That's gonna go away in a second. I'm also doing this at soul level 1 with practically no armor on. That could also be a reason that I was having trouble with the Taurus demon. I think I want to do a low level build with this. I think I'm going to level up only when necessary to upgrade or to use the weapons I want to use. And then I'm just going to put stats into upgrading, just occasionally when I need to. When things start to get tough. But I'm not sure yet what exactly I'm going to do with this character, or whether or not you guys are going to see this character again. There is a good possibility I may never use this character again. But, it's possible. You might get to see it. Oh, and I think you can see Sun's Fortress off to the left there. I'm not entirely sure, but you can see Anne Orlando up there. That at least you can see. There we go, took those guys out. And now, this time, I'm actually going to succeed. Spoiler alert, I am going to win this time. But I think it might be just by a hair. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember the fight. I did not watch through this part when I was going through it because the whole thing is an hour long and I wanted to actually finish editing the video before I posted it. So I decided to skip out on the last part here. Also, let me know if you guys like the audio quality of this. Ooh, almost died there. Because I am doing post-commentary and using Audacity to record this time. I put my shield up to block, but I didn't need it. Actually, I'm unsure as to whether or not you can even block his legs, because you can actually be damaged by him stepping on you or hitting you with his leg. I also got the Demon's Great Axe from him. That is a fairly rare drop. That does not happen. At least not to my knowledge. That does not happen every time you kill him. Now I'm going to move on, head out, and lose all these souls, because I don't need them right now. I could have gone back and I just noticed that you can pick that up through the boxes without breaking them. I did not know that before. I'm also going to leave Solaire there because I'm going to kill him. I know you guys are going to be like, what? You're going to kill Solaire? Yeah, that's the reason I'm going to get the upgraded level 10 sword first before I do the gargoyles, because in all honesty, now that I know how to defeat the Capra Demon is easier than what's it called? Than the gargoyles, because there's only one of him. And once I get rid of the dogs, the Capra Demon is no trouble whatsoever. But I keep getting killed down in the depths here, or not in the depths, down in the lower Undead Burg here. I don't know exactly what I'm doing wrong. I think I'm just being, I don't know, overly aggressive. I'm thinking of maybe going and getting myself a rapier, if I can find out how to get one. Because, actually this part here I do pretty well. I don't get hit by the dogs. I lure them up one at a time, and this one actually goes and he kills himself. But I'm not entirely sure whether what I'm going to do with this character. So now I'm going to go in here and get my gear. So there's Rickard of Vinheim, and next to him is a dead body. And that dead body has mage's gear. And that's what I mean by there is the possibility that Rickard may in fact have assassinated this person. And it's entirely possible he's impersonating him as well. That after assassinating him, he simply took over his voice and is now pretending to be Rickard of Vinheim, a traveling mage in search of Big Hat Logan, whereas he's in fact an assassin of some sorts, or a spy, or something to that respect. So yeah, dealing with these guys, you can hear them. I don't know if you can hear them or not. I haven't fixed the audio yet, but you should be able to hear them off in the distance healing themselves. But that right there, I just cheated the game. Just stabbed right through the wall. I stabbed them so hard I killed them through a wall. And right here I make a mistake. I go straight up. I thought I stopped early enough, but all these guys jump out, and the dog's going to come after me in a second. I thought I was doing a pretty good job. but I did not. Yeah, I basically just back up here to heal, and the dog comes up, and I get stun locked, and I can't hit him. That was pretty much it. I shouldn't have backed into that corner. I was thinking, you know, if I back here, the dog will hit the bar in front of me instead of me. But he just went past that. I got trapped up against the wall. Was not a smart decision. But it is really a lot easier to see things in hindsight. So actually this, I think this video is starting to wrap up now. I think there's only about 6 minutes left. So I'm going to post again, for those of you who did not get it in the previous episode, or who did not watch it in the previous episode, or who skipped through the previous episode. I want to know if you guys want to see me do a playthrough of Fire Emblem. If y'all want to see me do a playthrough of Fire Emblem, I might do it. I know I said y'all. I'm allowed to, even though I'm not from the South. I'm from New York. But if you guys want to see me do... sorry for the I try not to do that, but I do it a lot. But if you guys want to see a Fire Emblem gameplay, or a Fire Emblem playthrough, I will do so. There is also the 3DS version of Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem Awakening, I believe it's called. I'm not actually sure. I think that's been confirmed as the official name. That is at least the name that I have been hearing thus far. Sorry, burped right there. But if you guys want to see that, I might try and find a way to set that up. I might do a little research to see if there is any way I can... Oh, and now I just got pwned. That guy just stun locked me. And this is about when I give up. I just decide to head back to the blacksmith, and I'm probably gonna grind a little bit and upgrade my armor, possibly level up a little. Actually, I might not level up. I might just do this at soul level 1. It's not really an issue to do it at soul level 1. It's entirely possible. I could technically do the entire game at soul level 1 if I really put my mind to it, but that would involve a lot of failing and a lot of death and a lot of learning. I would have to basically learn the precise limits of my character's HP. And right there I failed. I hit an invisible wall and fell down. And I just decided to clear that out. Sorry for yawning, I'm a little tired. It is actually in the evening right now for me. This might not be out until, you know, midday for you guys, but it is evening for me. Yeah, take these guys down. I'm doing it the right way this time. And now I'm just gonna make my way out of here and head to Andre, do a little grinding in my designated grinding area. Yeah, the area outside of the gargoyle boss is actually a very good area to grind early on, because almost all of the enemies have the potential to drop Titanite shards. And if you're doing what I am, playing offline, or for that matter, if you're playing at a low soul level or using the Way of White Covenant, then you can basically practice there without any fear of being invaded by dark, what's it called? Dark Phantoms or Black Phantoms or whatever they're called. Or Dark Wraith Covenant members. Or anything like that. Basically, that means you are fairly safe. hanging out there, so long as you are not, average level for the area, which would be, I think it's around 20 or something. Then you might run into people who are ridiculously overpowered, people who have either cheated to get items or who are actually good at the game and have gone around and picked up powerful items. I've refrained from doing so in this episode, even though I do know how to. I do, in fact, know how to get a hold of the Gravelord's sword, for instance. The Drake's sword, obviously. I think everyone more or less knows how to get the Drake's sword. Have I shown you guys how to get the Drake's sword? Should I show you guys how to get the Drake's sword? Do you guys really not know how to get the Drake's sword? That is my question to you. Do you know how to get the Drake's sword? I do. It's actually one of the worst weapons in the game, but it is very good for low-level players, and it can be very good for low-level PvP. However, there is a weapon that is better that you can get right off the bat, if you know what you're doing, called the Gravelord Sword, or Gravelord Greatsword. I'm not entirely sure which it's called. But I'm going to turn the game off now. I will see you guys in the next episode. Leave a comment below if you guys want to see a Fire Emblem gameplay. Like the video, subscribe, shout obscenities at me. Whichever you like, do whatever you want. It's your life. So yeah, cheers, we'll talk soon. Yeah, I stole that from someone else. See you guys.